Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. This is Rishabh from Ascending Techie, and today we're going to talk about a topic that often gets avoided a lot in our busy schedules of day-to-day life. So in this video, we will take a look at how dusty an airflow case gets which has no front dust filters, especially in a country like India where dust is something that settles down a lot quickly on day-to-day basis. We will also see how it can be cleaned without compressed air and how much cleaning do we actually need to do and at what frequency. So if you have seen my setup from before, you know that the PC is now set on a table and the room in which it is placed has a window nearby on the left side from where the room gets ventilated and is also a major source of dust particles. So in order to clean the case, I have removed all the cables and I have turned it off as well. The only thing I've left is the antenna, which is a little bit of headache to remove and was not necessary. So first we take off the magnetic top dust filter, and as you can see, the Noctua fan that I've been using as an exhaust has caused a lot of dust to settle down on the filter. But even without the fans, the rest of the area is also covered in dust, but it is relatively lot lesser than the place where the fan is placed. I have taken a few rag clothes which can be used for cleaning, and I will just wipe off the dust using those clothes. As you can see on the top of the case as well, a lot of dust has settled down. Once we have wiped up the top, we will then go on and remove the glass panel. Also make sure that you are very careful while removing the glass panel. I have placed a cloth below the glass so that in case the panel goes down like it did right now, you don't end up smashing the glass. Once it is removed, let's take a look at how much dust has settled on it. As you can see, the spots where the CPU fan is and especially where the GPU fans are, those are the only spots which have some dust collection happen over time. Then we come to the cooler as well, and as you can see there's a lot of dust, and I will just wipe off a little bit so that you can take a look at how much dusty it has become. Now this is the area which gets air from the front intake 200mm fans, and those fans spin at full speed all the time. So that's a lot of dust that has settled down, and that is something that I didn't even clean when I removed the fan from here and placed it on the top. So now let's remove the top fan. And now as you can see, the fins are dusty as well. I think this much dust is not an issue where it would affect the performance, but it is good to clean it up as well. We will also clean the sidewalls. Once that is done, I removed the power cables for the GPU, which would allow me the access to the backplate of the GPU. As you can see, the GPU backplate is extremely dusty as well. In order to take out the GPU, I have laid down the PC case on a pillow and I've unscrewed it, and then I will open the clip of the PCI slot, which is a lot harder in my case because of the Noctua cooler, which is gigantic. Once the GPU is removed, you can see there's a lot of dust that has settled on the heatsink of the SSD as well. Now that we have the GPU out and safely placed on a cloth, we will clean the dust off, and then we will take a little bit of Colin and then we will use it to perfectly clean off the backplate and make it shiny like it's new. Once that is done, let's flip it over, and as you can see the fans are dusty as well, but it's really hard to access the back part of the fans since there are so many fins. So we will try our best to clean out the fans as well. Also, as you saw, this was in a horizontal orientation, so dust settlement would be different on this GPU than on a GPU that is vertically mounted. Something surprising as well is that I found two plastic peels that were not visible before on the shiny part of the GPU shroud. And the only reason I came across it is because over the time the dust and the hot air must have blown apart a little bit of the plastic that was stuck, and that's why I could see it. Then we take a look at the dust filter tray at the bottom of the case, and as you can see, the only part that is actually really dusty is the front, and the place where the power supply rests does not draw in so much air as to collect a lot of dust. As you can see, the bottom of the case is dusty as well, so we will clean that off, and we will clean off the RAM as well, along with the 24-pin cable. So this is this major source of our dust, the fan. There's a lot of dust between the fans and the hard disk cage as well. Then we will take out the Noctua fan and we will clean it up as well. And once I've cleaned it up, I will also clean the insides of the heatsink, which have a lot of dust accumulated over time. It's not easy to clean, so make sure you don't get any cuts on your hands. So once that is done, we have placed the dust filter on top back, and then we will place both of the Noctua fans back as well. A little minor change that I'm also making is that I'm putting both the fans back on the heatsink instead of only one fan, because it's summer now and the CPU and GPU temperatures are rising because of that, because of the high ambient temperature. Once both are mounted, we will take out the exhaust fan from the rear of the case, and it's also pretty dusty as well, so we will clean that off quickly. And I have also screwed it back into place near the heatsink instead of a little bit above it, so that the airflow remains consistent. Then we will take out the left panel. I'm not planning on taking out the power supply as well as the hard disk cage, because that would be almost like redoing the cables for the whole PC. So we'll try to clean off as many things as we can right from here without undoing most of the cables. I have also removed the front of the case, which is a little bit tricky. You have to make use of a little bit of power and not be afraid of it. And then we clean the front fans as well, which is a lot of dust. So make sure you clean the rear of the fans as well. I was not in the mood to open out the fans and redo it, so I skipped that part and just cleaned it like this. Then we will clean the insides of the front panel as well, so that it is dust free. If any of you have any solutions for using something as a dust filter between the fans and the front panel, let me know. I would be interested in trying out an experiment where there is some kind of dust filter in the front, and see how the temps are and how dusty the case gets after that. So now it's time to clean the panel. I have used Colin to clean it up as well, so that the sticker bombs look better. And now we will lie down the case again, put in the GPU, plug it in with the power cables, and make sure you screw it on the PCIe slots as well. Once that is done, clean up the glass panel and put it back on. Now I have put the PC back on. I have plugged everything back to the rear of the PC, and now it's working fine and everything looks much cleaner than before. So as you saw, the airflow case gets really dusty over time, but I don't think it was excessive. So I think the frequency could be less for cleaning the PC. We could try to clean it about 4 months, once in 4 months or once in 5 months, and that would be good as well. But it's a good practice to clean your PC usually. So just on a weekly basis, just clean the front panel and the top panel as well, so that not a lot of dust gets in. Also make sure that if you're using compressed air, you don't spin your fans at high speeds, which would damage their bearings. So keep that in mind. I don't have a compressed air can, so that's not what I'm using here. It would also make the job much easier, but you have to be careful with it. And like in our case, you can use a cloth and some cleaning solution, and that would be fine as well, just to clean your case. So as an airflow case, this case does not have a front filter, which is a huge thing, because a lot of the cases do have front filters, and that would reduce the amount of dust that gets in. But I'm not sure how much difference it would have made. I would like to try it out though, so if you have any ideas of something that I could use as a dust filter for this case, let me know. I would be glad to perform an experiment where we can get an idea of how much dust does settle on the case and the components. But I think airflow cases are possible, but I think the airflow cases are a very good choice in India. The dust is the only problem that you might have to deal with, but that can be dealt with at about once 4 to 5 months, and you would be good as well. So make sure you're not sacrificing your temps a lot when you're buying cases, and make sure you buy a case with good airflow, and cleaning might be the only thing that you might have to do just to take care of your PC and you have better thermals for gaming. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. By the way, March 30 last year was the first time that I uploaded a video to YouTube, and this is our first year anniversary. So I hope you guys, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel to support us, and leave a comment below if you have any experience with cleaning the PC or if you would like to share any more tips. So until next time, be kind to everyone.